Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the Foxy Eyes makeup trend but using clean beauty. I've seen so many of these videos on YouTube, so I wanted to do my own take. And of course, use clean beauty so you guys can get a similar look using clean products. So let's just go ahead and get into the video. If you're already subscribed, I would love to have you, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it at any point. Try to get this video to 350 likes, so give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Today's video is also sponsored by Venix Organics. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the brand and these highlights I've been loving lately, so stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and get started on this makeup. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. The first product I'm going to use is the Grown Alchemist Anti-Pollution Primer. I got this as a sample in like a Credo order, and I've been really enjoying it so far. This is just the mini size. It looks and feels really similar to a silicone primer, but I think it's actually silicone free. Ignore my little tan lines there. So I did just do this look on IGTV, but I want to make a more in-depth one for here on YouTube. In that video, I used the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. I will link it below if you guys want to see that video as well. But I think I'm going to use my Wander foundation today just because it's a little bit of a better color match. As you guys may already know, I've been really enjoying the formula and wear of this foundation, and it hasn't made me break out or give me any sort of irritation. I'm just blending this in with my Real Techniques sponge. I really love this because it is more full coverage, and it actually is like, it's very weightless. It's almost like the Ilia foundation, but less dewy and like more covered, but it has the same feel as the Ilia foundation, I feel like. Foundation is on. Another one of my favorite things about this is I feel like it sets itself almost. If you're a person who doesn't prefer to set your foundation, I feel like you could literally just put powder over this, like bronzer blush, not like face powder, and it would wear really well that way as well. Along, I'm just going to take some of the Kosas Revealer in the shade 03 as a spot concealer. I really like this for spots because it's more on the hydrating, like dewy side, so it really doesn't accentuate dryness too bad. Under eye concealer, I'm going to use the CoverFX Power Play Concealer in N-Light 1. You guys know this is one of my favorites. It just always, I feel like, looks good under my eyes. And again, just blending out with my sponge. Let's get to sculpting the face. I'm using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is the shade Tan Walnut, which really is like the perfect contour shade to me. It's really similar to the Anastasia Fawn Contour Stick. Maybe not as similar as I thought. This one's definitely very cool toned. It's more of like a neutral type of contour. I think this one looks almost a little more natural on me when I have a tan. This is like if I'm very fair. Really cool option though if you want something that has coverage but is also a contour. I'm just going to take this and do the usual contour areas. I'm trying to use less product because again it is a concealer, so it's very pigmented. I like to dot it around the forehead, under the lip. I'm going to do my nose as well with this. I really like the doe foot on this. It's very big, so you can sort of draw on your face easily. I'm going to do a little bit on my jawline with whatever is left. And I'm just going to blend that out with a Real Techniques sculpting brush. And then when it's mostly blended, I'm going back in with my sponge just to make sure there's not a ton of extra product on my face. Then this next step is where the sort of a fox eye type of look comes into play. I'm taking the concealer on the back of my hand, just taking a flat brush and picking up that concealer, and then taking it from sort of like you're doing a wing, but bringing it all the way to your hairline. And then I like to look forward to make sure that they're both even. And this is going to give you that really lifted eye without really having to like shave off the end of your eyebrow. So as I'm looking straight at the camera, you can kind of already see what that is doing to my eye shape. I do have more round eyes, so that's what's going to give you more of like that feline eye. I'm just taking some of my lighter concealer and cleaning up under my contour. This is optional, just really to sharpen it up even more. Just to really set my under eyes, I'm using the Ilia Soft Focus Powder. Alright, next for bronzer, I'm using the Pure Bronzing Actin Light. Since we already have a lot of contour, I just want to keep the bronzer pretty subtle so it's not too dark in that area of my face. Bronzer literally smells so good. If you guys have ever used like the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, literally same smell. Alrighty, face is contoured. For blush, I'm using a cream blush from Ilia. It's one of their multi-sticks in the shade At Last. This is pretty sort of more purpley tone. And as you guys know, I like to apply the product to the back of my hand and then use a brush just to get an even application. I didn't set this part of my face, by the way, because we're using a cream blush and a cream highlight today. I'm just focusing this on the back parts of my cheekbones because really the goal is like that sort of uplifted face. So if you put it on the apples of your cheeks, it's gonna bring more attention to the center of your face. So try to keep it outwards. And then if you need to, just go back in with your sponge to blend everything together. Now for highlight, I'm gonna use one of the Venix Organics highlights. I will swatch all three of these for you guys. So I've been really enjoying these highlights because you guys know I'm not a huge fan of cream highlights, but these ones, they're very non-glittery. They're just like super finely milled. Like it doesn't really look like you have necessarily a highlight on your face. Like it looks really glowy, and it's also not as greasy as say like the RMS highlight. I'm not really a huge fan of that super greasy look. I feel like it breaks up my makeup. So that's why I've been enjoying these, and they're super metallic. I feel like most natural highlights, they're just like a little bit of a glow, but you don't really get that like impact from them. But these are literally so stunning. Like, these of course are clean and they're sustainably packaged, which is amazing. Glass and like a little bamboo lid. I also love how they have multiple shades in these because you can sort of pick the tone that you want. I love a more pink tone, so I think First Christmas is my favorite, which is this one all the way to the right here. The one in the middle is K color, which is more of a gold, similar to this one, but definitely just like a little tiny bit more gold. And then this one over here is Wedding Ring, just a gorgeous champagne that I think goes with a lot of looks. So I think today I'm gonna use this one, Wedding Ring. I actually changed my mind. I'm gonna use First Christmas. You can also use these on your eyes, like as a brow bone highlight. You can put them on your lid. You can highlight all over your face. So really like a multi-purpose product, which is nice if you like want something really quick that does multiple things. So I like to use this with my finger, and like these are so metallic, so you need the tiniest little amount, and I just pat it into the top of my cheekbone. I also find this doesn't accentuate texture as some of the other cream highlights I've tried, and it doesn't pick up on the foundation I have under it either. Just taking that right below where we put that contour, so you kind of have a nice highlight and then a contour line there. So here's how the highlight looks. I really love how metallic it is without looking like I have a highlight on my skin. Thank you again to Venix for sponsoring this portion of the video. I will link them below for you guys. I really truly enjoy the formula of this cream highlight. By far one of my favorite cream formulas I've ever tried. Just more of a lightweight, silky type of feel, as opposed to like a heavy, more just like heavy oil-based type of product, if you guys pick up what I'm laying down. Yeah, those will be linked below. Definitely recommend checking them out. But onto our brows. I'll show you guys how to get that lifted brow look without having to shave off the end of your eyebrow. I watch a lot of videos on these like eye looks, and I already don't have a lot of eyebrows, so I don't want to shave off any part of my eyebrow, and I feel like I don't have a lot of hair there anyway. So this is for you guys if you just don't really feel like shaving off your eyebrow but still want the same type of look. I'm just taking a brow pencil. I'm gonna start filling in my brows per usual. I'm not going to make the outer tail too thick because again, that's like the straightness of the brows where you sort of get that lift. Now that I have a general shape, it doesn't matter if they're messy because we're going to use some concealer to clean them up. I'm brushing up all the brow hairs. And grabbing some concealer on a little brush, I'm going to start where the arch of my brow is. And instead of sort of following your brow line too much, just go straight out. It's not really straight, more of on like this angle. It's just gonna cut that end of your brow. And I'm going to do a similar technique on the top too, just starting where my arch is. I just went ahead and repeated that on the other eye. If you do have like more brow hair, like bushier brows than I do, you might want to tweeze just like the very end of it. You don't necessarily have to shave like half of it off, just so you can get more of a straight brow, or if your eyebrow sort of naturally goes down a little bit more, that might be a good idea. I'm just going back in and brushing them up, and then we're going to set with a little bit of brow gel. And I'm just going to use my Glossier Boy Brow for this. Started on the eyes, the Foxy Eye look has a very sharp line, very soft winged look. I'm going to use a card just to get a straight line. You can use tape if you want, but I feel like this works fine. And I'm going to start with the PYT Warm Palette. I'm taking this neutral transition shade, so about there, and then you just apply your eyeshadow like normal. And I'm not going to go too far in here either because we want everything to sort of go towards the outer edge of our face. When you remove the card, you get this really nice sharp wing shape. I'm just going to repeat the same thing on my other eye. And if you're doing this to make sure they're even, just look straight in the mirror and then line it up so that they're an even angle. Next up, I'm just going to repeat that process and start to deepen the look. I'm going to use this more warm tone brown. Once again, doing that, but with this deepest brown. And when I did the brown, I treated it more like it was a liner. So I kept the shade right close to my lash line, so it's almost like a very like smoky wing liner. And to intensify that even more, I'm going back in with the same shade, again with the card, but I'm going to use this with a tiny little liner brush and use it as a liner. Finish up that, you can also go back in with a concealer and a tiny brush and clean it up again if you want it even sharper, if you made a mistake, or just want to fix the angle. So it's really easy. Even if you make a mistake, you could always fix it. So don't get too worried about how the angles and everything are looking. But next, I'm just taking a matte white shade, nothing shimmery, and I'm just going to highlight the brow bone. And with my highlight, I'm taking it all the way out again, just to emphasize the more straight look of the brow. I'm also taking this shade from the inner corner, about halfway. In terms of the lower lash line, we're going to take it pretty bare. I just did dark brown right on the very outer edge because if you do anything dark, it sort of emphasizes the roundness. And same reason why I used a matte versus a shimmer shade on my lid. So again, I feel like shimmer sort of emphasizes the roundness of your eyes. So something matte is going to help really with that box eye look. And finally for lashes, you can use like some wispy lashes, and I would like cut them in half so they're very sort of more focused on the edge of your eye. But since I don't have anything really similar to that right now, I'm going to use these Velour Lash of the Day collections and Go Viral. They are more fluffy, but they definitely have a lot longer pieces on the end, so I think that will really help with the look. Alright, I wasn't really feeling those lashes, so I just did some lash trios, just 2 sets on the outer edge of my eye, making sure they're sort of like in line with the line of our shadow wing. So I'm going to use the Ilia mascara, and then this trick with mascara to help with that eye look is to apply it like in the direction of where the wing is going, because again, that's just going to give it a more feline look instead of just going straight up. That gives you more of like a wide eye. Alright guys, here is our finished look. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you think of this trend, if you've tried it yet. Love to hear your thoughts below, but thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you to join me, and give this video a like if you enjoyed it at any point. Let's try to get this video to 350 likes, so give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. But thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.